Mhm.
All right. Jack, thank you for hopping on. I appreciate you, bro.
Good, man. It's
Yes,
good.
sir. It's been a minute. Cool. So, why don't you tell the listeners a little bit about your basketball history and all the way up until now? So you could start all the way from when you first started playing.
Yeah. Oh, dang. Yeah. So I always grew up playing sports. Basketball, soccer were like my two main sports. But yeah, I would just grow up playing outside with my cousins and my friends. And then I didn't join my first like club team until what, fifth, sixth grade, something like that. And that was like a big step for me because at first I was always like the best player because it's kind of rec league, so not much competition. But then yeah, joining my first club team, that was a lot of fun, brought a lot of challenges, and then it definitely got me a lot better because now I have to actually like work harder to get minutes. But yeah, so that's when I first started doing club. And I mean, I've always loved basketball growing up. But then I think, what was it? I think I joined Magic West, like, I want to say my sophomore year of high school. And that was my first time doing like AAU because before it was just like club here and there. Uh, but yeah, so I did AAU starting 10th grade, did Compton Magic West. That was really good for me because I don't know, I didn't know what the competition was like outside of my little bubble. Because I grew up in Torrance, California, which is kind of like I don't know, we don't have like a lot of people playing basketball out there that are like really good, but there's some gems out there. Yeah, there's some. But yeah, definitely getting out of that bubble was definitely huge for me in my growth for basketball.
Talk
So
about
yeah,
the different, like, talk about that difference because I feel like some people don't know because they just play on their high school team. Or
yeah,
like
yeah,
younger kids don't understand, like, once you get to high school, like, it becomes very serious and it's a business at that point.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was definitely a big step because, well, when you first go in as a freshman, and me personally, I didn't know anything about this high school at all. So I was going there just, you know, didn't know anything. And then, you got the guys on varsity that are just like straight up bigger, taller, faster, just everything. They're just better than you. So I mean, yeah, that was definitely a big step. I was like, oh my gosh, like at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, am I even gonna be able to play college ball? Because I was like, these guys are way better than me. So
Mhm.
I was like, dang, okay.
How tall were you freshman year?
I was only like 5'9", 10, something like that.
Yeah, and what are you now?
I'm like 6'5", 6'6". Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that period of time is so there's so much growth and development happening. It's like the people who are at the top of the class, a lot of times they like fall off. Sometimes they stay,
yeah,
but like I don't know, there's just so much change occurring at that time and it's really just about getting better during those years.
yeah. Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah. I know, yeah. Because then basically, I was like pretty clumsy until I went and saw like Eric Red, and started seeing him to like get my body right, kind of lift, get movements going. Cause yeah, before that it was I don't know. I wasn't like super athletic or anything like that, but uh my body just once I started going seeing him, I was able to like actually do the moves that I would practice outside of practice. Like my body was able to actually move and do those things. So for like high school ball, like not AAU, it was kind of like my high school team, they were like okay. They weren't like crazy good or anything or bad, but I would say I definitely got like a big jump going from my sophomore to junior year, and that's when I was seeing Eric and all them.
That's when you locked in. Like, what was your schedule like with
Ooh,
Eric and
yeah,
in your high school and just like skill work and stuff like that?
yeah. So I want to say it was basically like Monday. It was just like practice, and then we would our school schedule. It would finish at like noon, like right after lunch, which was kind of clutch. I'm not gonna lie, but so yeah, practice whatever, and then go home, do like my dribbling, do my shooting. My brothers, they helped me out a lot. They like put me on some programs to do for skill work.
How
And
many shot
then
like how many shots were you making?
um honestly, okay, it wasn't like a lot, honestly. I want to say we were making probably about like 300 to 350-ish, right around there.
Every day
Yeah, yeah.
and dribbling? And what was like the dribbling? Were you just doing like different types
Well,
of moves, 20
yeah.
minutes?
Well, because that one for dribbling, I kind of just do like freestyle type stuff during the day. And then, like, after everything was done, I had like a little dribbling program I would do at night in the garage. But I only did that like, I want to say like 4 times a week, you know? Yeah. But
Yeah.
then,
But
yeah,
those shots you have to make. And those
yeah,
are makes, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah. 350 makes. So you could be shooting up to like, I don't know, say you're shooting really well, like 500, 400.
yeah, at least. Yeah.
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 So that
And
takes
for,
time for sure.
yeah. So, yeah, that's why getting out of school early was good for me, honestly.
Hmm.
But yeah, I would just do it like in my backyard or something like that because we had a little hoop back there. So yeah, that was a blessing. Have a hoop at home, you know. But yeah, and then Tuesdays, like my mom, she'd pick me up after school, drive me straight to like Eric's place to get a workout in. She would like bring me a little protein shake, and then yeah, do all that for about an hour. Come back home, and then yeah, I should probably shoot a little bit more. Do dribbling at night, and then yeah, it's kind of just like rinse and repeat for at least those 2 years, you know.
And that's when you notice the biggest growth.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. When
and
you're
then
locked into that schedule.
yeah, and then yeah, I'm not gonna lie though, my senior year I kind of slacked off, and then I kind of because it's like oh my gosh, I'm doing so good, like I don't have to do all this work, and that was you don't want to do that. You don't want to stop if you want to like
Yeah.
playing in the big leagues.
Hmm.
So yeah, my senior year, that's when I started to like slack a little bit. I like wouldn't see Eric as much because I would see him every Tuesday, Thursday, just to start, and then obviously do things at home like I don't know, through a foot stretch, band movements, all that stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Ankle circles.
yep, all that jazz. Yep,
Hmm.
but yeah, then I started to like skip on Eric's, like, and then probably was only shooting like I don't know 3, 4 times a week, and yeah, just I don't know. Once I finished like those programs I was doing, I kind of like stopped doing everything. So yeah, that was definitely a downfall for me because once I went into like AAU, like in the big, like I think we're in the elite, you know, bracket for my senior year.
Hmm.
That was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. I basically was barely playing for Compton Magic, and then uh yeah, I mean, I got a few clips here and there of me getting some things, but nothing came out of it, like scholarship wise for Division Ones or anything. So on that note, I would say for like the younger kids and people who like, you want to be on like the big team, the big names, you just go on the team where you get to play a lot because that's where you get the most development, in my opinion. You definitely want to play against people like a little bit better than you, but not like way better where it's just out of reach or like way lower where it's just not even fair.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate and I'm gonna say that
Mm,
I think it's good to actually be exposed to that because I don't know, like I don't know, you can like when I got to higher levels, I wasn't used to playing a role, and you have to play a role when you're playing with really good players
yeah, that's
because it's
true.
the only way you're gonna play.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you're really not gonna be doing a whole bunch of dribbling, a bunch of shooting. You might get a couple shots, and you better make them if you take them, and then
Yeah,
you better be locked down on defense. So I think it actually is good to be the guy, like on maybe a less competitive team, but also to learn how to play a role and like be a
yeah,
good teammate.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I know. Yeah, being adaptable is definitely a big thing to have. Yeah,
100%. So
yeah,
fast forward, how did Utah come about? Like how,
yeah. Um. So yeah, I did prep school, and then that ended short because of COVID. So basically, I was just like texting my coaches and calling them up, and they're texting and calling people up, everything like that. Um, and then, I mean, you know Jerome, right? So yeah, long story short, um, they got my film out to Utah, and I guess he pulled a few strings. I'm not gonna lie. And then I was able to walk on there, which was awesome, especially from COVID because it was like, everyone's scared. No one, if you didn't have like an offer, it was like, oh my gosh, what are you gonna do now?
yeah.
So that was, yeah, that was definitely a blessing. So I mean, for that, it was just connections, honestly. Yeah,
What was
because
that like? Like when you were practicing with Utah? Like when you first got there, what was the biggest jump you noticed from like where you were playing at before in high school
yeah,
to being at a D1, like a solid
I mean,
Pac-12 team?
yeah, no, they're yeah definitely solid. I think they finished like seventh or yeah, I think they finished seventh the year before I got there. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was definitely a big jump for me. I don't know. It's just they well, okay, first of all, the practices, it was like it felt more intense. You get like all the coaches there, they have all the assistants and managers like passing balls left and right, getting your shots. It's like quick reps, like the drills are just like boom, boom, boom. Um, and then obviously you got some great players, so it's like if you thought you were doing really good defense in high school, like it still wouldn't be good enough. Like you
Was
just got
Timmy
to,
Allen on that team?
yeah, he
Yeah.
was, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie, it was like, yeah, you be guarding him, and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm guarding him good, and he still just gets a bucket on you, huh?
He's like that. He's a bucket.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
so you would say just like the speed and intensity,
yeah,
definitely just
yeah, and then yeah, definitely need your defense like on lock for sure.
mhm.
Um,
Like
but
what would be the like explain like if you weren't playing defense, what would happen?
um, after about like two or three reps up and down, probably get yelled at. I mean, for our coach, get yelled at, get taken out, and yeah, just keep going. Yeah, just gotta wait for the next time.
And like what could be like a mistake on defense where you get pulled out? Like just not being in help side,
Yeah,
not rotating.
it was literally anything and everything. Like, yeah, blow bys, obviously, if they blow by you. Yeah, help defense was a big one. That was my biggest struggle, help defense, not gonna lie. And then kind of just like, yeah, if you're not like diving on the ground for balls, things like that, um, they get mad at that. So yeah, you just gotta, yeah, I don't know how to like help out on defense other than just you gotta really, really try. Yeah,
Hmm. Effort for sure.
yeah,
That's dope. So how many years were you at Utah?
yeah. So I was at Utah for 2 years, and my first year, so I went there as a walk on, and my first year it was it wasn't like that much fun because like halfway through the season, like when season starts, they kind of do like, excuse me, most of the time you do scout team and um, they kind of just lock in on like the other teams and kind of go over what they're going. So me being a walk on, I was like stuck on scout team for like the rest of the season. And I mean, it wasn't like that much fun either because even during scout, like I wouldn't even play in some of like the drills too. Uh, yeah, it's definitely a mental battle for sure. I'm not gonna
Hmm.
lie. But then my next year, we got a whole new coaching change switch, and it was a lot better. I felt like I got a real chance to like actually prove myself on the court.
Hmm.
Um, our coach, he would like put me in the drills, everything. So I feel like I got a fair chance. If I didn't play, then it's because like, I just wasn't good enough, you know.
Right.
But
Yeah. I think
yeah, the
that's
first
a
year wasn't as much fun. Second year was a lot more fun. Yeah,
yeah. I think that's really important to hear too. It's like sometimes you just gotta wait your turn. Like even though
yeah,
if you know you're better than people or ahead of you, sometimes you just gotta wait. Like that's just how it is.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there's like no way around it. Which can be frustrating, but like how did you get through that? Like what would you tell yourself?
Um, me, I mean, I was really locked in. Like, I'm religious, so I was locked in on like my Bible and the Word. So that helped me a lot. Not gonna lie. And then I just kept on practicing. Like our gym was open 24/7. I'd be there in the morning, be there at night, just keep shooting. And I will say there was like this 1 month period where I'd get up 10,000 shots like a week. And then I saw a lot of improvement from that, but I also got burned out pretty quick.
10,000 a week
Yeah. Yeah.
makes?
No, just shots, just shots.
Okay. How many makes
Yeah.
would you say?
Um, I, I mean, I guess probably around like 6 or 7K.
Damn.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. You definitely. Cause
Ooh.
I mean, I would go in the morning and at night, so
Uh-huh.
it was.
We're
It was so.
using the gun machine.
Yeah, I was just on the
Yeah.
gun. 700 in the morning, 700 at night. And yeah, did that every day for a month, but it definitely burned me out pretty like right after.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
can imagine. My
yeah,
shoulder just hurts thinking about that.
yeah.
What's crazy is to think about Kobe used to make like 2,000 shots a day.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
That's nuts. Like I can't even imagine. Crazy.
yeah,
Cool. Cool. So what when did you go to USU Eastern after your second year?
yeah. So after that second year, I left just because like for my own basketball reasons, I was like, you know, I'm starting to not really like the sport as much, so I just want to play like on the court, you know.
Right.
So that was my main reason for leaving. Um, and then yeah, Utah State Eastern. So it's a JUCO, Price, Utah, middle of nowhere. Like I don't know, all you guys like McDonald's, Taco Bell, nothing crazy. You got Walmart. Yeah, but
And some tumbleweed.
yeah, basically. So that was it actually wasn't as bad as I'm making it sound. But it was, yeah, definitely a lot more fun. Got to play. I mean, I was still playing a role. They had me as a shooter, you know. And yeah, yeah, like you were talking about playing in the bigger leagues, you playing a role. So college is just like that, playing a role. But yeah, my first year there is really good. I shot about like 43% from three, which is solid. And then we finished third in our conference for like Division 1 JUCOs. And
Is
that
that a
was a lot.
national? Is that a national JUCO?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, yeah. So explain to some people how like the difference in JUCOs because I played at a in the California conference
yeah.
like at Cerritos.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know too much, but I know like
Like
yeah,
who was
so
on your schedule? Like who, for example?
yeah, we had at least three ranked teams in our conference. There was one team called Salt Lake Community College Slick. They probably have about like at least five people go Division 1 every year. Then we had Snow College and then College of Southern Idaho. They were all ranked teams in the nation, and most of these JUCOs, I mean, sure you get people from high school, but you also get transfer students like me, and or people who like just had bad grades but they're really good. So the competition for JUCO, especially at like the national level, is still like really high in my opinion.
100%.
Um, but yeah, it's kind of like I know for NJCAA National JUCO, they got like yeah Division 1, 2, 3, all that. I don't know much after that, but
Yeah.
yeah,
And then there's it goes like into states. So like California has their own conference. I know
uh,
a lot of other states have like different conferences and stuff.
yeah,
But there's a tournament, right? There's a national JUCO tournament at the end of
yeah,
the year. Yeah.
yeah. They call it Hutch, I think.
Hmm.
We never made it, but we were close. We were close.
That's
But
dope. So talk about the difference between like what was the difference between Utah and then going to JUCO?
uh, definitely. So at Utah, it's kind of like they force you to get better. Like, you gotta show practice, eat this, eat that, go to live. They got tutors for you. Make sure you do all your schoolwork, all that. Um, and it's like definitely more strict, and the practices are definitely a lot more like I don't know precise. Like I don't know what's
Structured?
yeah structured. Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
kind of like boom, 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 and then yeah, Utah State Eastern is definitely a lot more chill. You get people like coming in late to weights, and then um yeah, the practices. I mean, it could have just been our coach, but the practices would be like a few drills, and then like we talk for a little bit, you and hang out, and then do a few more drills, play up and down. And then after like weights and practice, you're kind of just on your own. It's like, yeah, bro, get food at the calf if you want, or just kind of do what you want after that.
Yeah. Talk about like the what did you notice about just like the mentality of people? Because when I went, it was just like it reminded me of like an all-American camp, like Pangos or something. Just like everyone's trying to go get buckets because everyone wants to get out.
Yeah,
Like that's
yeah,
how it was in my experience. I don't know about you.
yeah. Well, I don't know. We had our coach personally. He was pretty like stubborn and like basically if you started doing things that he didn't think you could do, he'd just like take you out. But yeah, definitely you get all kinds of guys. We get guys that like who just like don't really care and just there to like mess around. And then you got guys who are like, I mean, yeah, I think might as well do it, give it a shot. And then you got like people that are really trying. Uh, but yeah, definitely, I don't know. You kind of get people with like the same goal. I'm in my experience, but we also got a lot of like people who just weren't really. They like would say one thing, but wouldn't show it with their actions.
What was the age range?
Um, but yeah, it was. Oh well, so for Utah, they do this thing because a lot of them are Mormon.
Yeah.
So they go on their mission trips for 2 years, and
Uh-huh.
then they could come back and still play like all 4 years. So we would we got a lot of ages. It went literally from 18 all the way up to 24 in JUCO. Yeah,
Yeah. And what's crazy
and
now is
yeah,
the JUCO years aren't counting
that's
towards eligibility, right? Like with NIL,
yeah,
the
I
new
know.
rules,
Yeah,
it's insane. So like
yeah. If
a
you go
normal
division,
age kid
uh,
could could just be like 24. Yeah. So
yeah,
like 18-year-olds
it's
are going
insane.
up against people 6 years older than them. Like out
Yeah,
of high school, it's just so competitive now.
I
Like
know.
who's a college coach going to take trying to keep his job and provide for his family? He's going to take a 24-year-old over an 18-year-old unless they're like Cooper Flag.
Yeah, yeah, man. It's tough. I feel bad for the kids nowadays. It's
Yeah.
definitely tough.
But there's it's still doable and there's definitely routes and it's I would say like the young kids that I'm training, you just got to get better. Like you just get better every year. Then your body will develop, you'll get stronger faster, and eventually if it's you're supposed to be there, you will be there. So,
Yeah. No, yeah, definitely gotta put the work in.
mhm.
Yeah, yeah, that's the most important thing, in my opinion.
100%. So now you're at USE or I mean you're at Westminster, right?
Yeah, a little
So
detour.
how many years were you at uh
So this, yeah, so I
USC?
did, yeah, so I did 2 years at Utah, 2 years at Utah State Eastern, and then I just finished my first year at Westminster, and I have one more year at Westminster because I had the COVID year, I had redshirt year, um, and I'm 23 right now, so I'll be 24 by the time I finish here. And yeah, like you were saying with the new JUCO rule, if I like do good enough, I could transfer to Division 1, play one more year, which would be insane. But
Yeah, 7 years. You that would be 7 years.
yeah, yeah, that'd be 7 years.
7 years, that's crazy. I mean, some dude just entered the portal, like some high profile player. I think it's Hunter Dickinson.
Oh
He's his
yeah,
seventh year. He's gonna be making bread.
yeah. I actually played against him at Slick.
Really?
Yeah,
He went JUCO?
for one year. That year between BYU and Utah. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh wait.
no, he
I'm
was in Michigan. He was the
oh
Michigan
yeah,
center.
I'm thinking of Hunter Erickson. That's my bad. That's my
Oh,
bad.
Hunter Erickson. Okay. I was about to say, I think.
Whoops,
Okay.
my bad. Yeah, he's been. Yeah, Dixon, he's been in there. Wow.
Yeah. Cool. So how did your last year with Westminster go?
It was all right. I'm being honest with you. Definitely, I was lazy. Didn't really put that much. In the summer, I put in a lot of work, and I was looking promising to play like good minutes. And then in like the very beginning, I was, but once like school hit, I kind of just stopped going to the gym. You know, and then that definitely took a toll. There was, I think, 2 games where I didn't play at all, which was kind of crazy to me. But I was like, all right, I got to actually start like getting back into it. So yeah, I started getting back into it, hitting the gym again, all that, getting shots up, and then I would say like middle of the year, that's when I started to play more minutes again. But it was only about like 10 to 15 ish, something like that. So I mean, yeah, hopefully next year get a little bit more. But I think it just goes to show like once you stop working, it'll show on the court.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
100%. What do you
yeah.
do to take care of your body? Like what so you said uh you got hurt in Utah, right?
Yeah,
What,
USUE.
what was
USUE.
what was your injury and how did you like what do you do now to rehab? I know you had worked with Eric, but like what do you do when you're on your own?
Yeah. So yeah, the injury, it was like a tiny tear in the Achilles and also like a pretty bad sprained ankle at the same time. So yeah, rehab, we did a lot of like one leg balance work. We did like calf raises and definitely stretch out the calves. Um, and then I kept up with like glute bridges, like banded glute bridges. I forget the names now. Oh my gosh.
So was this rehab at USC or back home?
Uh, so like the balance work and all that, that was at USUE, but then like I would do the band work on my own. So that was everything from like glute bridge to like the sideways, like you,
Clamshells?
yeah, clamshells. Um, Definitely did my ankle tilts, ankle circles, um, all that jazz.
Hmm.
But yeah,
What about like warm up routines, cool down routines? Like, is that stuff
yeah. I
you,
mean,
you started doing?
yeah, I did warm up every time. Like I would roll out my feet, roll out like the back of my knee, my butt, the little cross ball, and then before games, I would do some band work, just like little side shuffles and
Warm
yeah,
up the hips.
yeah, all that. But yeah, before practice, every time I'd definitely roll out every time,
Hmm.
even if it was for a little bit. That was yeah, I didn't do too much honestly, and that's probably why I got hurt. Not gonna lie.
I mean, sometimes, yeah, maybe you didn't do enough, but sometimes like doing more isn't necessarily gonna help. Like I remember when I like was playing at Hoop Masters when I was so young, I would
Yeah.
have to foam roll with a rumble roller, like the roller with the spikes,
Oh yeah.
before every single practice and every single game. But like you shouldn't have to do that every single time. Like there was some underlying like stuff lingering from concussions that I had had that needed to be addressed. So
Yeah.
like I'll say having a routine is definitely important, rolling the feet out, working the feet, warming up the hips, and like just making sure you're taking care of your joints. But beyond that, I'm sure you've played alongside, I played alongside so many guys who were the best athletes and they had no warm-up routine. They just walk on the
Yeah.
court. So
Yeah.
there's like a lot of nuance to it. It's not like a all or nothing type of thing. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
every individual needs to adapt, find their routine, like what works for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah.
yeah, 100%. Cool. So Westminster year two coming up. What are you doing this summer? Are you staying out there? Are you uh out here in LA?
Yeah, I'll probably be staying out here in Utah most of the
Okay.
year. I think I'll go back in like June for a little bit. But yeah, this will be my like first year just staying out here. So
Nice.
kind of excited for that, not gonna lie. But
What do you like to be outdoors and stuff?
yeah, hit a couple hikes. Um,
Nice.
we got some great views in Utah, just saying. If you guys ever visit. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. No, I was out in Colorado. I went to school at Boulder and
yeah,
I've been through Utah a couple of times. So beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah. You should go to Zion if you can.
Oh yeah, two of my buddies just hit it. Uh,
Really?
yeah,
Yeah, Zion is amazing. But
yeah.
so you're taking time off right now? Are you resting? Are you still working out? Like what's the
Believe it or not, I'm on the track team right now.
You're on the
Yeah,
track team. Let's go. What
yeah.
event?
I'm doing the 400 and the 200, and then like the relay for those two event for like the 4x4, and then
Nice.
I might do the 4x100, but
Nice.
that might be tough for me. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
No, track is amazing at like developing sprint speed because playing basketball so much, you really don't focus a whole lot on like movement technique and like
Hmm.
becoming a better mover necessarily in a
Yeah,
general sense. It's like a very specific uh pounding on your joints.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you might actually come back and be like the most athletic you've ever been.
yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's dope.
And actually, about that at Utah, my second year, we had got like a new weight trainer guy, and then he was like working on like our sprints and like our speed for our steps and all that. And I don't know, because we would go on the track. He even gave us some like turf shoes too. And it's like, wow, getting serious about it. But we would do like one leg jump to the side and I don't know, just different type of things. Yeah.
Nice. All types of stuff. And did you only played basketball? Like, was that your main thing? Like, did you do other sports?
Yeah, I mean, I did soccer my whole life too,
Okay.
but once it came to high school, it was the same season as basketball in California.
Right.
So I had to choose between those two. Yeah,
Right. Yeah, that's how it is.
yeah,
Gotta specialize in early nowadays.
I know, right?
Crazy. That's
Yeah,
dope. So what do you want to do? Like, what do you foresee the next couple years? Like, what do you want to do after this upcoming season as far as
yeah.
basketball?
Well, so this summer I want to like actually like lock in and practice and everything, and then keep it going throughout the season. So just for like a shot to go Division 1 for next year, and then but then after that year, um, I mean it would be cool to keep playing overseas. Like just so I could say I did it. Play professional.
Hmm.
But for me personally, I think I want to go more into just like training, something like that, coaching after basketball's all done.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
Would you want to be more like on the on-court skill development side or like strength and movement?
I don't know. I was kind of thinking of doing like incorporating both into it. So,
Nice.
yeah, I guess kind of what you're doing a little bit, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's like it's real. I love it. I think there's nothing better than like
Yeah.
helping someone get better,
Yeah.
um, and staying injury free, which is what I emphasize because I spent so much time being hurt.
Yeah.
So availability is the best ability.
It is, man. Yeah. Because, yeah, my
Yeah.
first year at Utah, I had bad tendonitis. So I didn't even play for the like, first month, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot. It's especially once you get into college or even high school. I mean, the demand is so much. So just like kind of giving young players like something they can do to try to mitigate some of that stuff and like prepare their bodies so that they can kind of accept all that demand better, I guess.
Yeah, man. No, I love what you're doing, bro. Like, actually, it's awesome.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
100%. Likewise. And I wish you nothing but the best with this upcoming season.
Yep.
And I'm rooting for you.
Yeah. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah,
All right.
bro. All right. All right. Appreciate you, man.